everyone. Welcome to our broadcast. Thank you for joining us today. We are live from Leduc, Alberta for Edmonton's Wood Tournament Hub. We have a game this morning between the BC Thunder in the dark jerseys and the Edmonton Rush in the white jerseys. This is the first meeting of the season for these teams. It's only the fourth game of the season for the Edmonton Rush. BC has played, I think, 6 or 7 games.
Yeah, this is BC's 6th game, so Rush will be looking to pick up their first win.
These are the standings in the Western Conference right now. You can see that BC is sitting in second place with 5 wins and 1 loss. And Edmonton Rush is 0-3 on the season, so it's still early for them.
Yeah, and this hub weekend we're going to have 9 games coming in, so these standings could switch up quite a bit. We'll see some good matchups throughout the weekend, so be sure to tune in all day.
Yeah, and 6 of the 7 teams are here at this hub, so the only team that's not here is the Manitoba Herd. So we've got 4 minutes till game time. We're looking right now on screen at Amy Bamber, captain for Edmonton Rush. She's one of 2 returning players on this team. So it's quite a young team, a lot of rookies out here. Player to watch for BC Thunder is number 15, Isabel Beach. She recently competed for Canada at the under-21 junior national team, and she's an exciting player to watch out here as well. You can see they're doing their goalie warm-ups, making sure they touch the ring a lot, getting a lot of passes in. So important in ringette to make sure you've got a feel for the ring. A lot of movement. We have coaching staff on the benches here. We've got head coach for Edmonton Rush is Craig Schmidt. Head coach for BC Thunder is Troy Takasaki. I think this is actually the first hub weekend for Black Gold Rush. Edmonton Rush. They've played a couple of one-off games, whereas BC has been at 2 hubs already. So this is exciting for everybody.
So we're going to cut back to a video for the beginning of Ringette from 1979.
It's been soaring in popularity. Today, there are between 50 and 60,000 girls in Canada who play ringette, and 350 of those gathered here in Winnipeg for the first ever Canadian Championships.
16-year-old Lisa Lowe has been playing ringette for 9 years. She is a center for a team from Ajax, Ontario.
Tell me how you got started in ringette 9 years ago.
When I had to go undercover, I was supposed to say I was 8 years old, but I really wasn't, so that's how I started.
And Lisa finished this game with 1 goal and 1 assist. In the second period, Ontario outscored Manitoba 5-3 to win 8-6.
Well, I hope it goes in the history books. I'll probably remember it for the rest of my life. I'll probably tell it to my grandchildren.
So that was a great video. As you'll see, a lot of things have changed on the ice, and there's a lot of speed coming in, but I do hope they bring back those tight pants. I would like to try and rock those in our next game.
Yeah, I don't think I do. I didn't see room for shin pads underneath there. So I don't know. Kaylee, have you seen that video before?
I have not.
I hadn't either.
Yeah, so you'll see there's now an addition of the ringette line, the extended zone line, where only 3 players can go in the zone from each team.
That's that little red line across the top of the circles.
Yeah, so we'll see that come into play quite a bit throughout the game.
The skates are different. I saw some of the sort of tube skates in that video, and definitely the uniforms have changed. There's a little bit more equipment. The face masks are also a big difference. They were just wearing hockey masks with the square holes in them, and we have to have a smaller holes because the ringette stick can get through those.
So we're about to cheer here, and then the teams will line up. We'll have our national anthem, and we'll get this first game of the hub underway.
It's an early start today, especially for this BC team that comes in an hour early. Cheering for the cheer, I like it. Yeah, so the players are the starting lineup are going to be on the ice.
Oh, maybe because it is Hub Weekend, we are skipping the anthem. So that is one thing you'll see sometimes throughout the games in the NRL games, but when we do have 8 back-to-back games, they might go through it. So we're going right into game time.
We have McTaggart starting with the ring. Makes a pass over to Lieber in the neutral zone. Lieber fires the ring down deep into the corner. We have Hadley Gunther. Driving across the top was Bluin. Checked by BC, and it's given up again. Derienko with the ring in the neutral zone makes a support pass. Lieber's support pass gets picked off, and BC is on offense now. There's Chorney in the neutral zone. And it's picked off by Derienko, but it's recovered by Chorney. Chorney's going to take her time and come around the net, waiting while BC does a line change. Leaves the ring for Bouchard, who makes a nice little between the legs pass to Williams, who scores, picks a top corner.
That back pass, Danny Bouchard does very well. It takes a lot of shoulder mobility to get that all the way back. So as we'll see when she...
So
as she comes around, that big drop pass that sets up Williams for that top corner shot.
So at 12:16 of the first quarter, it's a goal by Williams. And Rush is back on the ring on the center ice free pass. The pass through gets picked off, and it's Takasaki with the lead pass up to Beach, who just missed it. She could have almost had a breakaway there. Going to take their time, come around the net. Leaves it for Crow. Oh, and had a quick backhand that almost snuck through. Harrington with the save and a quick paddle pass up to Stevens. Stevens over the line to Forster. Forster is taken down, but is back up. Now BC with the ring in their zone. Kemp coming behind the net. And a pass that goes over both blue lines, so BC cannot touch it.
So on that one, since BC pre-checked it, but then it popped back out.
BC gets the ring back.
But popped back out off the Rush's skate, so I think it'll be at both sides, and it will come back to a BC free pass ring in the offensive zone.
Yeah, so it's Parody with the ring here on the free pass in the offensive zone. Gonna fake a shot and then pass down low to Hannison. Hannison's gonna cycle around. You can see Simser breaking in. Ooh, and a nice save by Harrington. That was a great play, a great pass, and a great shot by Parody. And Rush is coming back up here. Fitzpatrick has the ring. Kilpatrick, I apologize. Megan Kilpatrick with the ring, cycling around low, getting the ring to Chettleborough. And Chettleborough gets the ring in for a reset. And there's a crease violation against Rush, so BC has the ring. Kiana Heska is in goal for BC and gets the ring to Gillespie. Gillespie up to Parody. And Parody with a nice back pass into the zone. Gillespie rushing up. Gillespie a defender coming into the offensive zone. Gillespie will give it off to Simser. Simser is going to leave it for Chorney. Chorney's comes around, makes a pass, and it's picked off by Bamber in the triangle. And Rush fell on the ring, so it's going to be a free pass for BC in the offensive zone. It's been a fast-paced game so far. And it's Chorney with the ring, looks for a shot, decides to make the pass over to Williams. This line created the goal for BC earlier. And quick ring movement, but the pass is picked off by McTaggart, who puts the ring up the boards. Gunther is on the pursuit, but Rogers Horn picks up the loose ring in the neutral zone.
BC's really putting on that pressure. They're covering them nice and tight, not really giving any openings for those passes.
Yeah, so that was Kira Hodge, number 9. Williams with the ring now. BC's making a line change. Gotta love those offensive zone line changes. Haley Takasaki with the ring right now. The shot clock is running out, so they need a shot on net. And a nice low post pass. That's Izzy Beach with the goal. On a great pass, a drive across the top, and then the low post pass. So that's Takasaki coming around. You can see at the top, makes a fake on the center, or drives around, and then a great low pass and a great finish by Takasaki. Or by Beach, pardon me. And Rush with the ring. Forster has the ring in the neutral zone, fires it deep into the corner. Leah Schmidt playing. And BC and Rush has the ring. Takasaki picks up the ring behind the net and runs into a Rush player who's going to get a tripping penalty.
So in Ringette, when you get a penalty, the play is going to move all the way down to the offensive zone. So BC is going to get a offensive free pass with the penalty here. All right, so we can't get, we will be back with our next hub. Our Eastern teams will be playing in January 10th to 11th in Burlington, and January 17th to 18th, the West will be back in Winnipeg, Manitoba.
And BC has the ring. Simser coming around, makes a pass across the top. Emma Parody retrieves the ring. He's going to drive around and makes a quick snapshot on net, and Harrington had the save, but they got a reset on that. So now it's Simser looking to attack the triangle, draws 2 players and gets the ring over to Hannison. Hannison back over to Simser in the corner. And to Parody. Parody whips the ring, and again Harrington gets the end of the stick on it. Forster came out with the ring, made a support pass over, and it was picked off, and we had Chorney got the ring, and now we're back to Hannison has the ring. Bouchard is with the ring, coming around the net, makes a centering pass that Chorney couldn't quite handle, but she's got the ring again, and she's coming with speed across the top, makes a quick move in behind, and gets the reset. Bouchard has the ring now against the boards. Nice back pass down low. And a return pass from Chorney to Bouchard. Didn't quite connect, but they still have control of the ring.
This Bouchard-Chorney pair used to play together on the Rush team that they're playing against now, but they've now moved to BC, so you'll see quite a bit of chemistry coming out of these two.
Absolutely. You saw Harrington there with a good play to get the ring behind the net, but it did get a reset for BC. So Bouchard is still cycling with the ring and passes off to Takasaki so that they can get a line change. BC really controlling the play right now. Takasaki with a good pass, and they're just not quite connecting on those low pass. They did get one, but Harrington has the ring. It's a breakout for Rush. And Harrington finds the forward on the line. And coming out, we have Derienko with the ring. Leaves it for Bamber. Bamber's going to take some time and see and find Conrad coming off the bench.
That Rush penalty's out, so we're back to 5-on-5.
Okay, and that reset was picked off, so we're up through the neutral zone. Danica Ewan has the ring up to Kate Rogers-Horn. Kate Rogers-Horn drives across the net, doesn't get a shot away, but keeps control of the ring and is going to keep cycling. Leaves the ring for Takasaki. And a back pass up to Beach at the top. Beach makes a good move on the center, but Herbert with a good touch, good check on the corner there. The attempted reset did not go through, so that's a shot clock violation for BC Thunder. And Harrington with the ring fakes a pass on one side and then gets the pass behind the net. Herbert comes out with it, and that's a touch in the neutral zone, so even though they didn't get it, Herbert can pick the ring up again and looking for Bluin. Bluin didn't quite get there, but was able to recover the ring briefly. And we have a penalty coming up to BC Thunder for body contact.
So in Ringette, much like basketball, you'll see that shot clock in play. It's 30 seconds from the time you gain possession till you have to get a shot that either touches the goalie or the front of the net. So you'll see a lot of times at 10 seconds, they'll be looking to approach that shot for the reset.
We had Conrad with the ring, passes it off low, but it's picked off by Gillespie, one of BC's captains. Gillespie comes out, Chorney has it now, and up to Gillespie, who makes a good move on the goalie, but Harrington made the save. Chorney's fighting for it behind the net.
That is one of Gillespie's favorite moves, her deeded out to the neutral zone breakaway. I've seen her use it quite a bit in the last 12 years in the NRL.
She's got a lot of speed, especially when you can wind up away from the defensive zone all the way up. So
when BC's down a player, they're always looking for a defense to jump into that zone and take those shots.
So it was a good lead pass into the zone from Ewan, and coming around the net, taking their time, killing some of this time off here was Chorney, and now Bouchard has the ring. There's 10 seconds left on the shot clock. There's a minute left in the penalty to BC. And that's not Williams. Emma Parody had the ring. Bouchard picks it back up. They've got a fresh shot clock. Bouchard has it, waiting to see if something opens up, makes a big back pass across to Rogers-Horn, who takes their time, and a good return feed, and Bouchard gets a bad angle shot on net, but it was good for the reset. We have Harrington to Kilpatrick coming behind the net. And the pass just wasn't quite far enough for Lieber to get, and so it's both sides on rush.
Yeah, so a big difference, again, if you're some of our hockey viewers out there, in Ringette, those two blue lines we have to pass over, so it's got to touch somebody else, not you and not the ref, before you're allowed to touch it again.
Friend or foe, just not you. And so that's Hannison had the ring, and now Williams has the ring coming around. Back to Hannison with a good shot from distance, but Williams is up to it. Or Harrington's up for it. Harrington with the save.
BC's penalties just coming out, so we're going to go back to 5-on-5. So we should see BC put up a little more pressure defensively, putting on that forecheck.
Okay, Forster with the ring, makes a good pass up through the middle. And the rush player with the ring, and a shot, and it squeaks through Heska. A rough angle shot, but the ring goes in the net, just catches the right spot there. So okay, and 11 comes in with the ring and just makes a quick shot, and it just got the right spot there. So Rush is on the board.
Doesn't matter how it goes in, they all still count. So
yeah, so we've got 3.5 minutes left in the first quarter, and it is 2-1 for BC. So we have Gustafson with the ring in the neutral zone, coming around behind, picking the ring up in the corner. BC has it. It's Crow, gonna take her time, fakes the back pass, looking for a good outlet. And Takasaki gets it to Beach, streaking through the middle, and couldn't quite handle it. So Harrington for Rush has the ring. Trying to reach the forward on the line, but Daryenka got the ring, and now it's Rush. It's Thunder with the ring behind the net. Takasaki has the ring, leaves it for Crow. Crow gets a quick backhand off, but that's steered to the corner by Harrington. Takasaki back with the ring, waiting to see what opens up. And good strong defense in the triangle there. That's Herbert and Daryenka playing there.
Yeah, BC's doing a really good job passing that ring around, trying to create some open space, but Rush, I think, is really settling into their groove, right? Stepping into those lanes, cutting off those drives.
Yeah. And a backhand by Chorney, handled easily by Harrington. And
so BC Thunder managed to cover that up. The goalie only has 5 seconds to distribute it, so you'll see the refs counting out that 5-second count. If they do not manage to pass it out before then, it'll become a BC offensive free ring. You want to pick up some Christmas gifts? Make sure to represent your favorite team. Shop your National Ringette League apparel at ringette.ca.
And we have Simser with the ring across the top, making a nice pass low to Chorney. Not quite on the mark. Chorney has it though and centers it. Looking for Parody. Parody makes a good move in around the defender, but went in the crease as she let go of the ring, so that's no goal. So Harrington's going to start with the ring again on the breakout. Looking for a quick up right there for Lieber. Couldn't quite handle it. That's the problem with the ring. And McTaggart made a good check there, and Lieber coming out with the ring, trying to shake Parody, but Parody's in pursuit. And Parody is going to win the ring. Skating around. Making a line change. That's pretty common when you get control in the offensive zone. And Bouchard with a shot that misses high and wide. Hodge with the ring on the boards, coming across the top. Oh, that's Williams. Williams to Bouchard for a one-timer on the low post. And a beautiful finish by BC. They've had a couple of those, and they've gotten those in now. Yeah, you'll see Williams coming across the top, finding just the perfect seam there to get the pass through to Bouchard, who with a beautiful finish. No chance for Harrington on that.
BC's managed to get some pretty good resets and managed to keep that pressure on, so I think the defense was a little bit tired there. So the BC was able to capitalize that on that sneaky low post shot they've been using all game.
Well, Burrows made a pass deep into the zone, but it's turned over. BC is now coming out through the neutral zone. It's Williams in the neutral zone, good patience, and putting a lead pass into the zone to Kemp. Kemp is going to skate around, see what's open, leave the ring for Bouchard. There's 10 seconds on the shot clock. Bouchard leaves it for Takasaki. He's got 6 seconds on the shot clock and is stood up at the line by Kilpatrick. Crow couldn't get the ring through, so now it's Bell Burrows with the ring for Rush. Passes a nice lead pass up to Kilpatrick in the neutral zone, who's going to put it in deep, which is a great play, a great opportunity for players to get possession in the offensive zone. Kilpatrick leaves it for Daryenka as Rush makes an offensive zone line change.
There's about 5 seconds left on the shot clock and 15 seconds left in the quarter, so we should see a shot here pretty quick. We're going to see a BC penalty for Gustafson, coming in a little bit too much body when she was blocking that pass, but everyone was in the crease, so they had to blow the whistle down to stop that play.
So one of the things that happens anytime any player goes in the crease, the ring goes back to the other team. In the case where a penalty causes a crease violation, then so in that case, the Rush player did go into the crease and then their team touched the ring. But because it was the penalty that caused her to go into the crease, that is why Rush gets the ring back here. So it's Daryenka with the pass. Yeah. There's 2 seconds left in the period, the quarter.
The teams are going to take a little quick break, talk about what they need to do. We're going to switch sides for the second quarter. Ringette is played in 4 quarters, so they have 4 15-minute quarters. 13-minute quarters. I should know that. I did coach for a number of years here.
It's a long time ago. We're old.
Yeah, and then we'll take a longer halftime with a flood.
So some of the things that we've noticed in the game so far, there's been a lot of tight checking. It seems like a lot of the players are maybe a little a little on edge this morning. They're just bobbling the ring a little bit more than maybe they'd like to, or maybe you'd see more. It's also calmed down a lot as the game's gone on, so there's a lot more control and a lot more patience from both teams. There's been a lot of pressure defensively by BC. They're not giving Rush very much time at all to think about what they're doing with the ring. And that's a real challenge for such a young team like Rush. With, I said, they're only two returning players. So it's a really good lesson for them to make sure they're taking that patience. And it's good play by BC to make sure.
Here we're going to highlight some of those, like the Danny Bouchard amazing back pass.
And then Takasaki coming across. And another low post pass there to Beach.
The Rush Squeaker goal to get them on the board, and then our last down low back pass, or low post pass to Danny Bouchard. So we're going to kick off the second quarter. BC does have one in the box, so it'll be 5-on-4, but BC gets the free ring. We alternate possession of the free ring, and they'll get 5 seconds to pass it out of those circles.
So you can see Rush is trying to do a really good job of marking up, and Ewan couldn't find anyone to pass to, so that's going to be a turnover, and it's going to be Rush ring at center ice. So the players have 5 seconds to get the ring out of the circle. They can use half of the circle. So if Bamber or Herbert's taking the ring here, they could move anywhere in that half of the circle, but within 5 seconds it has to leave the whole circle. So the pass goes out to Herbert. Herbert finds a player deep in the zone. That's Gunther with the ring. Gunther's going to leave it for Daryenka, who's going to try and feed it through the middle, but good defense in the triangle by BC. Ewan is going to skate it out and make a good lead pass to Bouchard. Bouchard is going to find Ewan back up the ice there. Ewan is going to leave it in the corner. And Shorney's just going to take a skate, try and kill a bit more time off this penalty. It is currently 3-1 for BC. We've just started the second quarter. And a back pass by Chorney is picked off by Bamber. Bamber's going to circle back and wait to see who shows up. People are coming through the neutral zone, and Herbert has the ring. Herbert up to 66.
Brooklyn Bombkey is one of their affiliates.
Okay, McTaggart picks up the ring outside the ringette line and is going to drive in. She takes her time, cycles around, puts it back in. Plus the forward on the line. Rush has the ring coming around. I apologize for not having names. We don't have all the right roster list for this team. So the ones that they've got some affiliates playing for Rush, and we don't know exactly who they are. So we're working on that. We'll get that to you. All right, it's Hannison through the neutral zone with a big lead pass through to Dick. It's bobbled. Lieber comes out with the ring. You can see the pressure by BC. Ring comes into the neutral zone. And it's a pass deep into the zone. So you can see that they use that pass a lot to make sure they're spreading out the ice. Simser gets the ring to Dick. Dick pushes the ring through. Parody is trying to win that battle against Forster and Kilpatrick, but Kilpatrick comes away with the ring. Kilpatrick's trying to find a pass up the middle, but it's picked off by Gustafson. Gustafson is pressured by Chettleburrow. Gillespie gets it through to Takasaki. Takasaki's got some space there. Passes it, a centering pass to Parody, but couldn't quite get it. And Kilpatrick's got the ring at center ice. Over the line to Burrows. Kilpatrick again with the ring, looking for a shot, gets the shot through. That's Gustafson coming up to Beach. Beach back to Gustafson. So every time the defense gets a chance to break up the ice, it creates a little bit of chaos. It's a little harder to keep track of who you're supposed to be marking. So we've got Beach in the zone. She's got 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Over to Beach again. Oh, and a good check at the last second there by Herbert to prevent a good chance. And Harrington makes the save. Harrington puts the ring down for Herbert. Herbert coming out of the zone, makes a nice pass up to Daryenka, misses, but Gunther's there for the return and back up to Daryenka. And a good play by Heska to disrupt that pass. And a good job by Bamber to disrupt BC's pass up the ice. Bamber with the ring, up the boards to Gunther. Gunther with a nice return pass to Bamber, who's coming into the zone. Rush captain with a good shot on net, but a good save by Heska. Leaves the ring for Ewan. Ewan coming up. Got to the neutral zone to Bouchard. Bouchard to Williams. That lead pass into the corner is really effective. It might not lead to a direct scoring opportunity, but it does get possession in the offensive zone. And a hard pass from Williams across to Kira Hodge. Hodge leaves it for Williams. Williams with a shot on net and a good save by Harrington. Williams wins the ring back. So they've got a fresh clock here for BC with 8.5 minutes left in the second quarter.
Danny tries another back pass, but the center's starting to catch on, so she pokes that right out of the way.
And you notice those two players on the line, Bluin for Rush and the BC player standing on the line. They can't play that ring unless it comes fully over the line. So looks like they're standing there doing nothing, but they cannot touch it or they get a four-in call and they lose the ring. Harrington has the ring on a breakout, but it's turned over and Chorney comes out with it. Chorney over to Takasaki. Simser tries to get it. Comes through. Kemp has the ring right now, skating around. She's gonna fake a pass to Chorney, then come around, then pass it to Chorney. Ring's bobbling a bit. Chorney's got the ring. I think looking for Simser over there. They've got 5 seconds on the shot clock. Simser's gonna look for a shot, and it's deflected by the defender. And Rush almost came out with it.
So we've talked about it a few times, but BC's really getting those control changes. So these defense have been stuck in there quite a while. So you might see defense now come out of the bench and try and get them out of the zone, give them a little bit of a break. But it's hard to be in that squat position for that long.
Yeah, and they've already done a breakout, I think, too, so it's been tough. So Takasaki coming around the net. You can see that there's one defense on the line there, McTaggart, waiting to see if she can get a switch in there. It is tough because it's risky because then you go down to two players. You got to wait till the other player's completely out of the zone.
So they might even just hold it here.
Yeah. So they've told Harrington to hold the ring so that they can get a line change.
As we mentioned, Rush is quite a new team. They got a lot of rookies on the bench. BC, by comparison, has decades of more experience. Some of these players have been in the NRL, on different teams in the NRL, but for a number of years. So you can really see that kind of coming through on the plays they're setting up.
It is exciting to watch a young team learning about things, and they certainly are. I think they've even improved as the game has gone on here. So a great play there and a good save. Harrington's been busy today. The shots right now, if the scoreboard is correct, is 14-4 in favor of BC. So that's a big difference in play control as well. So Takasaki has the ring, passes across the top to Beach. Beach with a really quick shot over there, and Harrington handles it. Didn't quite get the play away the way she wanted to with the breakout.
All players tend to have their kind of favorite spot. So we see Isabel Beach, our player to watch, was kind of parked down there looking for those one-timers on her forehand or even deking back to her backhand on the low post.
Coming around the net. Now we've got Bouchard with the ring in the corner. Leaving the zone is risky. There's more people who can check you, but you also have the opportunity to gain a little bit of speed differential against the defenders. So Williams is slowing things down here. Passing across to Hodge. And Forster couldn't quite get the ring there. Williams has the ring, coming in, trying the centering pass, but McTaggart was on Bouchard in the middle there. Bouchard has to get the shot away, and she does, and it's a goal. Nice on the ice shot for Bouchard that just squeaks in, similar to the goal that we saw in the first quarter against Heska. So Bouchard's looking for a reset on this play. She comes around and just fires a shot on the ice. It might have even hit Hodge in front of the net. It's hard to tell on this, but it either hit Harrington or Hodge on the way in, and it's tough save to make when somebody's right in front of you. So we have Burrows over to Herbert. Herbert's going to look for a pass and find Burrows over the blue line. Burrows is going to drive in.
Oh, Charney read that drop pass.
Tried to leave the ring for Gunther, but it's picked off. And BC was back quickly the other way. It was Hannison to Parody, and Parody's now got the ring behind the net. Parody across to Hannison. Hannison with the shot. Didn't hit the net, it hit a defender in front, so BC has 10 seconds left on their shot clock. Oh, and a centering pass there. Chorney across to Hannison, but it doesn't quite connect. And Hannison gets the shot off, so they get the reset. And it's pushed over the ringette line, but it's back in from Kemp.
BC likes to play those two low forwards. Rush likes to play those two low forwards, which makes it very, very chaotic in the neutral zone because all 5 players are underneath the blue line.
Derienka up to Gunther.
Just crosses the crease a little too early, so it'll be a goalie ring for BC.
And BC breaking out of their zone. We've got Kemp to Beach in the neutral zone. Beach with a good stop and start to lose her mark. And back through to Kemp in the offensive zone. Kemp is going to leave it for Takasaki, who's going to find Beach in the slot there. And Rush is going to get it. And a little not as tight as they'd like it to be for Rush in the neutral zone. But Derienka slows it down and gets it across to Brooklyn Baumke, number 66. BC Gillespie has it in the neutral zone. She's probably going to look for that give and go, but not this time. Then it's Forster in the defensive zone, skating out with it for Rush, with making a support pass across to Bamber, who didn't quite handle it. Good defense by BC. Sydney Crow has it coming in across the line. They've got a fresh clock, 23 seconds left. Bouchard has the ring right now and gets a pass away to Williams, but it goes into the corner. Got Hodge coming in off the bench, and Williams drives to the net, makes some good moves, but Harrington's got it. And a quick up there for Forster, who just overthought it probably, and it didn't quite end up on her stick.
That one's a tough breakout because when you catch it, it's great and you're in stride heading out of the zone, but if you miss it, you've already blown past the ring and given the BC a little bit of an offensive opportunity there.
Yeah. And a nice play by BC. Bouchard hit the crossbar, but it was a great play, and Hodge down low. Williams has the ring. We have Hannison coming in off the bench. Hodge driving high out of the zone, back in. Hodge and Williams are off on a line change. Hannison has 10 seconds on the shot clock. Cycling around, trying to find the right opening. And leaves the ring for Parody coming off the bench. Parody gets a shot off, and Harrington with the save. So BC's got the full reset again. Simzer has the ring along the boards, cuts around Kilpatrick, and picks the top corner on Harrington there. What a great shot. That was a great shot there.
Yeah, we're going to watch, the replay will come up here. We're going to watch her come through and just find that top corner.
It's a big, hard shot, but it's also a pretty quick release, so it's a lot harder to pinpoint. So that's a good shot that just hit the top corner. So just getting some instruction here. The shot clock operator getting a little bit of instruction from the officials to make sure we're waiting long enough. It's a tough job to be the shot clock operator. It's a lot to focus on. You got to remember who had the ring, who has the ring next. So McTaggart over to Lieber. Lieber deep into the zone. Gunther picks up the ring, gets her feet moving behind the net. Passes back, and that's a shot by Bluin. Goes off the goalie and lands on the back of the net, so it's going to be a rush ring. So Bluin's going to take the ring in the offensive zone. Hopefully Rush can get a little bit of control here in the offensive zone for a while.
Really nice for Rush to get one going into half, kind of limit that spread.
We're just under 2 minutes left. And a great pass from Gunther. to Bluin, and a nice back pass from behind the net. And
see, look at that. They just needed a little bit of encouragement.
Careful, you're gonna.
You'll see here these are the sneaky back passes that So she's coming around the net. The goalie and the defense both have to decide and start to look the other way as she comes across. They're just caught a little bit flat-footed, and they managed to sneak that low post on the original side.
Yeah, so that was Gunther to Bluin. That was a great goal. And Gillespie passes the ring in, but it's picked off by Lieber. You can see the player 55 there just set a bit of a pick so that they couldn't get rid of it. And a good support pass over to McTaggart. McTaggart's going to look for a pass in the neutral zone. Makes a nice back pass herself to Bomke. Bomke fires it in. It's a good pass deep into the zone. Couldn't quite come up with it. And Gillespie in the neutral zone. Gillespie finds a support pass over to Gustafson. Gustafson is going to find Beach deep into the zone. Watched by Burrows. Beach slowing it down here.
There's about a minute left on the game clock, so BC is going to take a little bit of time, probably try and get 1 or 2 good shots off. There it is.
And another one by Beach in that same spot as last time, that pass across the top. And just too fast, and Harrington couldn't quite get there. That's a tough one for the goalie who has to play the shot from the passer, and then the ring comes across. So that's a tough one. And great execution by Beach. They practice that. Those shooters love doing that.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, Beach, being a left-hander, always likes sliding over to her forehand to get that quick one-timer shot. Oh, BC, big step up over the line. Bachart's going to take that. Yeah, so BC's just pushing it up. There's 32 seconds left, so probably another one good shot by either team will take us right into the halftime. Fight over the blue line, and 77 is going to pick it up, pass it up to Herbert. As she breaks, and Kilpatrick's on a fast break, can they hit her in the zone? She's going to take a safe pass back. A little bit of a scramble. Everyone's on the ice. Danny Bouchard looks up on the clock and sees there's 10 seconds left, so I believe she will just take it for a skate. Now that the shot clock won't advise, she'll just wait it out here, and we'll take right into half, where we will have a flood, and then come back afterwards. The score is currently 6-2 for the BC Thunder, but we did see Rush ignite a little bit more spark there in the last minute, so we'll see what they have after the halftime.
BC Thunder goal, scored by number 15, Isabel Beach, assisted by number 6, Molly Chorney, and number 26, Sydney Crow. Time of the goal, 49 seconds.
As the team exit, we're going to have a quick little interview with Kemp. Yeah, so as I mentioned, BC Thunder's currently leading with that last goal by Isabel Beach, 6-2 over the Edmonton Rush. And we're going to... And we're going to take it down. We're going to take down to ice level with Kemp from the BC Thunder.
I'm down at ice level here. I've got Grace Kemp with me, number 4 for BC Thunder. How do you feel about the first half of that game?
Pretty good. We're connecting as a team. We're communicating well. We're putting some goals in the back of the net, which is great to see.
Yeah, it looks like your theory is to try and get a lot of pressure on as a defending team. So how are you feeling that that's working for you?
Pretty good. One of our goals was to stay tight to our checks and not give away those blue lines very easily. I think we're doing a good job. We're forcing them to go deep with their passes, which is what we want. So I think we're meeting our goal of staying tight to our checks.
Yeah, it seems like you're controlling the ring and making a lot of good offensive zone line changes. Is that something that you also work on or talk about?
Yes, very much. It's getting those changes when we have possession and getting a fresh line out there to attack the triangle who have tired legs. So
awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and good luck in the second half.
Thank you very much.
So yeah, they're going to take a quick break while the Zamboni comes out. BC Thunder's leading 6-2 over the Edmonton Rush.
On the fifth BC Thunder goal, scored by number 3, Jamie Sinzer.
You can make your dreams come true if you work hard.
They just love the game so much.
8 seconds remaining. Snowden with a shot.
This past season, the two of them scored 97 and 96 points each. That's in 24 games.
My earliest memory of Ringette is my dad making an outdoor rink in the backyard.
Our older sisters did not go easy on us. There was no mercy in our family.
She knows what I'm capable of. I know what she's capable of.
So they've always been really close. Moncton sisters ready to take on Ringette World.
All right, in. This is the game we came here to play, guys.
They said that if she got another concussion, she'd never be able to play Ringette again.
Oh, nice break.
I'm always scared that they don't get hurt.
When we first started the Atlantic Attack, we were at the bottom of the barrel. Now we can actually compete.
People sacrifice a lot for the sport.
I am just realizing now everything that they had to go through in order for us to just play a simple game. I love you!
It's always been about togetherness.
You said it once and you said it before, them Snowdens are not too bad Ringette players.
All very, very good players. All spend a lot of time at the rink. I know that these younger girls have spent a lot of time watching their older sisters play, and it's fun to watch them in a very nice family.
All right, so an exciting first half and our first game to kick off the hub. We're going to see some of our first period goals.
Okay, we're looking at the goals here. So 11 is Sydney George, who squeaked one through. Here Parody drives through and gets a shot in. Williams again with some of those nice low post passes. That's what we call it in Ringette when that player is set up down there. And Darienka driving across, we just saw that. That was a penalty, yep. And Bamber driving in, got a good shot off here. Bouchard, I think this is the one where she's trying to get a reset and it either goes off Hodge in front or it just Hodge created enough of a distraction. And that was a beautiful goal there. Oh, that was the one that went off the post. This is Simser with that wicked shot hitting the top corner. Oh, and here's that back pass from Gunther to Bluin.
Yeah,
thanks.
So we'll just see they're flooding the ice here.
Thanks for joining us. We've got about 10 minutes left in half. It's 6-2 for BC right now over Rush. you look on the scoreboard, we've got BC Thunder 6 and Edmonton Rush 2. Right now, BC is out shooting Edmonton by 25-9. It has been a lot of control by BC, a lot of tight defense, and Edmonton is trying to adjust by making some good support passes and catching all their passes, which is obviously something you always try to do in ringette, but it can always be a little bit challenging because that ring never does quite what you want it to do. Different challenges compared to hockey, where it's once you have it that it's hard to keep. In ringette, it's hard to get it. It can still be hard to keep, but it's a lot harder to just get it in the first place. So I think Edmonton's going to do what they can in the second half to really get their feet moving once they have the ring. I think they've got, as we said before, a lot of young players, so it's a lot for them to try and adjust to the speed and the experience of the BC Thunder team. And I think BC is going to probably try and keep doing exactly what they've been doing since it's been working so well for them. Our players to watch today, Amy Bamber has had a good game. She's been strong defensively, and she's had a couple of rushes up the ice. And obviously we've seen a couple of really nice offensive plays by Isabel Beach. Now, I anticipate that to continue for the rest of the game. So to recap the goals that have been scored, in the first quarter, we had BC Thunder Michaela Williams from Molly Chorney. Then we had Isabel Beach from Haley Takasaki. Then Rush got on the board with a goal from Sydney George with assists to Macy Siren and Vanessa Forster. Then BC Thunder went up 3-1 with a goal from Danielle Bouchard from Michaela Williams and Kira Hodge. We're going to toss it over to a little history video from 1985 where you'll get to see some more interesting uniforms, I'm guessing, and equipment.
What is ringette?
I don't know. Do you know what ringette is?
I really don't know.
I guess something to do with a ball. I don't know. Hey, what do you think? Girls play it?
It's girls hockey. That's what it is.
Isn't it?
But the process of moving the ring down the ice is what makes the game of ringette different. You know, in hockey, they have an offside where a player cannot cross the blue line before the puck. Well, in ringette, that's out. No player in ringette may carry the puck across any line. One of the more interesting stories at these championships is about number 2, 17-year-old Brita Lind of Saskatchewan. Through the skills obtained in ringette, she is looking at a possible scholarship to a university.
Well, I have a chance to go to Harvard, to play hockey. The coach phoned me, said that I went first on his recruitment list. And as soon as they heard Canadian and that I once played hockey, they just think that, Wayne Gretzky or something.
One of the big problems in ringette, we've talked to some of the officials, they'd like to speed up the game. And in order to do that, they may have to go to a shot clock. And we asked Marnie Gutfredson how much this would affect Manitoba's game.
Generally, it will affect the game of ringette. It'll make it a much faster game. It'll change Manitoba's style, because I know our style does deal with a lot of ring ragging. I think it would be better generally for the game of ringette. It would speed the game up, and we would just have to learn how to change our style.
Here we see Betty Shields, president of Ringette Canada, present the Jean Sauvé Cup to the Manitoba champions, the girls from Winnipeg. And as we said, 4 times out of 5 years is not bad in any sport. Right back at it in the fall, all winding up with their national championships next year in Regina, Saskatchewan. So from Dollard Des Ormeaux, back to Sports Weekend Control in Toronto.
That was another video I'd never seen before. So that was educational. There's a lot of things that have changed. One of the things that it was probably really hard to see in that video is ringette used to play by position based on what color stick you had.
Yeah, I think I had there was one
Fun
year
fact.
when I started that they were just implementing, they were taking that rule out.
Yeah, I think I started playing the year they stopped in the early 90s. So
the center had a white stick, so that meant they could go anywhere, and then there was a
blue was forward,
and then red for defense. So that let you know where you could go. And now, as you can see, by our first period of our first half of the game, players like Robin Gillespie wouldn't be able to abide by those because the defense loved the fast break.
A lot of goals in Ringette are scored on the fast break, so it's really detrimental to be limited to certain zones.
Yeah,
so.
You'll find there's two types of defense in Ringette. There's the ones that love the fast break and will create any opportunity. Robin Gillespie was one. I coached her when she played for the Edmonton Wham. There's the other one who back passes it immediately once they cross the Ringette line because they were open to get the possession, but they want nothing to do with the
yeah, they're in and out.
So a lot of times I think we even saw Molly Chorney step into a back pass because it was a very classic, I'm a defense, I would like to get
I don't
out.
want this ring anymore. But they're not expecting it. Yeah. So BC Thunder 6, Edmonton Rush 2. This is halftime, so we've got 2 more quarters to go. The shots are a little lopsided, but I expect the play to even out a little bit in the second half as Edmonton gets their feet under them and relaxes a little bit into the game. Again, this is a team full of rookies, so they're doing their best and they're adjusting to the speed of play, and it's great for the Edmonton area to have this second team. So we want them to have some success and continue to grow and improve. And this BC team just comes with a lot of experience. No, that's not just calling them old.
Yeah, during the halftime because I was curious about it. So it's as a fun fact, some of these BC players have been playing Ringette longer, playing in the NRL longer than a lot of this Rush team has been playing.
Or being alive, even?
Been alive. So because some of our more experienced players, hang on, I had the numbers up. So Jamie Simser, for example, has been playing for 28 years with 16 in the NRL. And a lot of these Rush players have only been playing Ringette for 16 years in total. So
well, some of them are only 18 or 19 years old. So, that just gives you an idea of some of the differences in some of the experience and why we're maybe seeing more of a lopsided game right now. That's not to say that Rush hasn't been in the game. So it's pretty natural that there's a bit of a learning curve for teams like this.
Yeah, they're showing their potential, and I think they will also be one to watch to kind of see what kind of chemistry they've got going when we join them back at Nationals in Ottawa, April.
I think it's like March 30th to April 4th.
That first week of April.
That's
always an exciting one to tune in.
Check your calendars and don't quote us on that. We are 20 seconds.
That's the buzz. Rush is yet to come out to the bench. They're doing a little pregame type. Maybe snacking.
They're probably snacking.
That was my favorite part, playing in the NRL during this halftime break.
Yeah.
It was a nice orange or a popsicle.
Yeah. We're all children at heart, and we all need a little boost at halftime so that we can, well, and really whenever we need a little boost. So Rush has not come back onto the bench, so we're hoping they're not locked in their dressing room.
Oh, here they come.
We're waiting for Rush to come back onto the bench. They're going to have to get going pretty quick here.
Rush is the second team in the Edmonton area, along with the Edmonton Wham, but there are also quite a few Alberta/Edmonton locals on the BC Thunder team.
Yeah, they've got Robin Gillespie is from Sherwood Park. Kate Rogers-Horn is from Sherwood Park. Marissa Dick is from Calgary. Kira Hodge is from Calgary. I'm probably missing some. Danny Bouchard is from Spruce Grove. Molly Chorney is from St. Albert, I think.
I believe so. So a lot of players will travel around, especially with school, work, and life. Will take you different places. So,
yeah. All right, the second half is underway. Bamber with the pass over to Herbert. Herbert looking deep into the zone for Gunther. Gunther's going to try and win it.
The one knock about that first shift after the flood, it's very wet and very slick, so the ring will be extra fast.
And that was Chorney with a quick shot coming out of there, and the pass back into the crease to Harrington, who gets the ring out to Herbert. Herbert had 2 players checking. Now Takasaki comes away with the ring. Takasaki's waiting, and a drop pass between the legs to Crow. Crow gets checked, and it'll be Blue in with the ring, circling back, making a support pass over to Herbert. Herbert's going to look for a pass, finds Bamber on the far side. Bamber's going to put the ring deep in for Gunther, and unfortunately took a bit of a bounce off the boards. Gunther does keep it and is able to get it free. Derienka has the ring behind the net now. Looks like Rush is going to take a line change, but they've only got 8 seconds on the shot clock, so Derienka is going to have to get a shot away. Gets a shot away, but it's blocked by Dick.
Yeah, so it only counts as a reset if it hits that goalie, so those defensive sticks and skates don't count, so we'll have a shot clock violation, and it'll be a BC goalie ring.
And you could see that the defender for BC was going to leave the ring and let the shot clock go off, and Chorney did touch it, but the shot clock had already started going off, so it continues. So a pass up to Parody in the neutral zone. And Harrington touched that ring, so it does give them a reset. I think she was trying to slow it down to see if the defender could get the ring, but we've got Hodge along the boards there, centers it to Hannison, and a good step up in the triangle from Burrows. And Seren on the line couldn't quite get it out, and Gillespie has it. She's going to go in. We'll see if she's the playmaker or if she's going to in and out.
The defense drop.
The defense drop.
There it is.
Classic. Parody made a good move and then just had the ring checked off by Forster.
The one thing Parody does so well is that that walk through, so she brings that ring in nice and tight to try and get through the defense.
Kilpatrick to Seren over the line. Seren takes her time, comes back a bit, makes a nice back pass on the corner to Kilpatrick. Cycling around, the shot clock's going to go off, and a shot that did not hit the net. So the shot clock's about to go off for Edmonton, and it will go off. We're going to have a goalie ring for Heska. So you can see Heska doesn't throw with her glove hand. She illustrating why it's sometimes hard to do that. But the goalies can't take off their gloves to throw, and they need to get the ring out as part of the offense. So you'll see some goalies will throw with that glove hand, depending what they're wearing on it, and others will do what we'd call what Heska just did, the tuck and chuck, where they tuck the stick under and then chuck the ring with their blocker hand. Through the offensive zone now, Williams is into the offensive zone for BC with 6 seconds left on the shot clock, trying to get an opportunity, and is tripped up by Kilpatrick, who's going to get a body penalty. So it looked a little bit unfortunate, like they kind of got tangled up, but ultimately the player was stopped in their progress, and so that's going to be a penalty for Kilpatrick and Edmonton Rush. So again, if you're just with us, BC Thunder is in navy blue and Edmonton Rush is in white. BC is winning 6-2 right now. We are 10 minutes left in the third quarter. That's Williams over to Simser. Simser is one of the veterans of the NRL that we were talking about. I think 16 years in the NRL, which, as we said, is longer than some of these Rush players have been playing ringette. Williams again leaves the ring for Simser. Williams comes out of the zone and back in, trying to create a little bit of separation. Nice centering pass from Simser that doesn't quite get through. And we have Bamberg out the ring into the neutral zone. And we have Herbert, who raced up there, takes some time and gets a pass over the line, just a little bit too far behind Derienka for her to get it. And BC's backing away. Bouchard with the ring in the neutral zone, steps around Herbert and finds Kate Rogers-Horn stepping into the zone. And Hadley Gunther had the ring but was unable to move it.
Yeah, defense does a great job tying that ring up. So in ringette, if they manage to stall the ring, even if you don't kind of gain possession, if you are the second ones that stop that play, you get the ring on an offensive free pass.
So it's called an immovable ring, or sometimes more familiarly called move it or lose it, meaning that it's on the team that went into the scrum or that started with the ring to move the ring. And if they don't, because the other team stopped them legally, not with a penalty, then they lost it, so they won't get the ring back. So good triangle in here from Edmonton Rush, but BC keeps it. They've got 10 seconds on the shot clock. Takasaki to Beach.
Sliding over to her classic corner.
Yep. But luckily for Edmonton, didn't get that one. Oh, and Bell Burrows tried a support pass, and it just weren't quite ready for it. They are killing a penalty still. There's 40 seconds left in that penalty to Rush, which means that they only have one forward who's able to receive passes out there. So Grace Kemp, who we talked to at halftime here, making a good pass over the line, and a pass there to Chorney. And Chorney makes a good play, but Harrington stayed with her so well. And they got called for a crease violation. And I think BC is saying that Rush had 4 players in the zone, but the whistle was blown because of the crease violation. So I believe that's why there was no call for that. Rush trying to break out. Daryanka gives up the ring. Marissa Dick is coming in, another, as we said, a Calgary native. Chorney gets a pass away, but it stopped. Harrington gets it, and now Forster is trying to break out with the ring, but Kira Hodge is all over her. A support pass to Daryanka, who uses good body position to get in there, but couldn't come up with the ring. Chorney with the ring.
BC's really putting on the pressure there. They're not, Rush isn't getting a lot.
They're not giving them any space. That penalty is over for Rush. So we've got Seren in the neutral zone here, putting the ring to Kilpatrick. Kilpatrick is back to Seren.
Oh, and we're going to take a little break. The ref just had, we're going to cut away. The ref had a little bit of a slip trying to keep up with that pace. So, yeah, we saw BC was controlling the ring, and they're doing a great job. Play it, live it, love it, live it at the Canadian Ringette Championships. Oh, we were right. So they will be March 29th to April 4th, 2026, and they are back in Ottawa.
There's a bit of a cheer in the arena because the referee has gotten up, took a bit of a trip, and then crashed into the boards pretty hard. And they don't wear nearly as much equipment as even the players do. So.
No, and they don't get any breaks like the players do either.
Yeah.
It's got to be one of the hardest games because they go up and down the ice just like we do, but
they're basically doing lightning drill over and over and over where they stop and start. BC's trainer did come out onto the ice to check on the official to make sure they're okay. Looks like we're okay to go. We're setting up for the play. Which appears to be a defensive zone free pass for BC.
BC would have had the ring when the play stopped. So instead of a goalie ring, which you can't start with after that much of dead time, we have the BC having a free pass.
So another fun fact is, I believe when Ringette first started, there were no goalie rings. The goalie never threw the ring. As soon as the ring was stopped, it was always a defensive zone free pass. And here we have the play is in the Rush defensive zone, and Gillespie, they're all cheering because Gillespie just did a good job picking off a neutral zone pass, and we have the defense drop. It was attempted to Hodge.
She only likes that fast break.
Yeah, if she can't get the shot, well, and that's true for a lot of defenders. If they don't get the fast break, they give it off to the ones who actually know what to do in the offensive zone. I'm saying that as somebody who's played a lot of defense and only knows how to do one thing in the offensive zone, and my partner up here, Kaylee, is very similar. Kaylee has one move.
Fast break through the 5-hole.
Yeah, it's always just a 5-hole. I don't actually know if Kaylee can shoot.
No.
Not really.
2 inches off the ice or nothing at all.
It works though. Sometimes it's the quick release and it's that fast break. So that's what you see a lot of in Ringette is there's a lot of up and down the ice and it's a lot of quick plays, and defensively all they're trying to do is disrupt that timing. So we have Conrad with the ring with the offensive zone free pass. Looks like she's going to shoot, but doesn't. Passes it off to Chettleborough.
Yeah, a lot of times those forwards will just see what the goalie's giving them, and you'll see a lot of fake passes off that offensive zone because if they do give them a lane, they'll take that.
Chettleborough trying to drive across, drops the ring down to Conrad. Chettleborough back with the ring. There's 10 seconds on the shot clock. Chettleborough drops it off to Conrad, who just fanned on the shot a little bit. Danica Ewan over to Danny Bouchard. Finds Williams in the neutral zone, and again you see that fast break. Bouchard beats them up the ice, but couldn't quite handle the return pass, and that time Rush did have 4 all the way back in the zone. It's not a penalty. They didn't all get involved in the play. They just can't continue with the ring once the goalie has it.
Yeah, so we'll see a lot of times it's tricky in Ringette because you can only have 3 over that extended zone line or Ringette line, but if Danny Bouchard, as she broke from behind the net, often gets picked up by a forward, so she'll take her all the way back and ends up with 4 in the zone.
Yeah, so offensive zone free pass from Williams over to Bouchard. You can see Simser is, well, you can't quite see her, she's out of frame, but she came way out of the zone so that she can get speed coming in and gets that pass from Bouchard. And skates out again to get that speed, pass across to Williams, and a great save by Harrington, who gets the ring away to Burrows. Burrows coming out of the zone with lots of speed, getting her feet moving, making a pass to Gunther on the boards. Gunther's got time and space. Gunther's looking for a deep pass, but is going to wait and find Brooklyn Baumke with the ring. Brooklyn comes through the middle, has her feet taken out, so that's a penalty to Thunder.
So Rush is going to get a new reset, so 30 seconds on the shot clock. They can also, with the rule change this year, move 4 into the zone without pulling the goalie. So they only need to pull the goalie. Oh, they're going to call BC possession there, and BC will go to the box. But you can. It used to be you had to pull your goalie all the way out before you could put that fourth player in the zone. Now they've changed it so you can put the fourth player in the zone immediately, but if you want to get that sixth player on the ice, your goalie does have to come off.
And it looks like that is Kemp, number 4 for BC, with a penalty.
Defense in the triangle is always a little bit tricky because if you don't block that lane right away with your body position and kind of put that stick in last second, a lot of tripping penalties will come that way.
Yep. So Kilpatrick plays the ring to Sydney George, who has one of Rush's goals. Oh, looking for Kilpatrick in front of the net. Can't quite get it, but they do win the ring back. There's 10 seconds on, and Gustafson comes away with the ring for BC. A couple of quick strides and up through the neutral zone.
Yeah. Rush being up a player, I expect them to put quite a bit of pressure on.
McTaggart with a good step in the neutral zone. Stopped her player from getting the ring. Gustafson behind the net, watched by Sydney George. And here we have Gillespie coming up. They'll have to keep an eye on her as she tries to keep going. Gillespie is back up with the ring and a support pass to Takasaki. Takasaki is going to look for Gustafson on the far side, and she's got it. They've got 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Gustafson gets the ring in. And on the reset, there's a rebound, and the rebound just came right out front to Crow, who puts it in the net.
Yeah, just a little bit too big of a rebound, and the defense weren't quite sure where it was. So we'll see here that Guston's trying to get that reset on the net, and just a little too far out of position and giving that Crow that whole net to shoot with.
Yeah, Herbert wasn't quite ready for that with the rebound, but they've got another chance at it. It was a good play. Gustafson was trying to get the reset, or maybe was trying to get a rebound to that side. That's a good play as well to have a rebound come off the goalie's pads. Bamber in the neutral zone gets it deep to teammate down there, Conrad, I think. But Chorney comes away with the ring, finds Beach along the boards. A bit of a tough bounce off the boards, and we have Ewan with the ring. Gets it into Chorney, who's great at picking up those passes. Chorney gets around Bamber, but goes behind the net. Chorney centering to Beach, who picks up that ring. Bamber with a good defensive play. And one of the BC players went through the crease in their pursuit of going around the net. So it's Rush ring. Rush with the pass. Herbert to Derienka.
So BC being down one player always drops into that zone on that coverage. So you'll see not a lot of offensive pressure right off that goalie.
Where they've been doing a marking one-on-one for most of the game. They do drop off. There's 10 seconds left in that penalty. Rush through the neutral zone. It's Derienka dropping it to Bamber. Bamber's going to get it back to Derienka. Derienka's going to leave it
and that
for
penalty's out, so
Conrad.
We're back to 5-on-5.
Yeah. There's 10 seconds on the clock for Rush. Conrad has the ring. And a good check at the top of the triangle by Chorney. Chorney's going to pass over to Rogers Horn, who's going to take a second, get her feet moving. And a good pass up to Chorney for a give and go there. And tried to give it back to Rogers Horn, but it's picked off by Gunther. Gunther tried to make a quick pass to Bomke, but it didn't quite work, and now it's Parody in the neutral zone. Parody fires it wide. Bomke got a stick on it. And it's wide across the ice to Kira Hodge. Hodge into the middle to Hannison, and a great quick shot and a great save by Harrington.
Those shots are always pretty dangerous when you pick up that ring because you're right in the middle, no one to defend you.
And from a right-handed shot, the same play we've seen Beach do from the other side is a left-handed shot. We had Parody ripping that one-timer. So Parody's got the ring coming across the top, leaves the zone, looking for a good shot on net, misses the net. BC needs a reset. They've got 2 seconds left. They got the reset, but Harrington has the ring, and it's a quick break out to Bomke. Bomke falls, but gets back up, gets her feet moving. He's going to look for a pass in the neutral zone. Finds Bluin, a good pass from Bomke to Bluin. Bluin's going to look for a pass, find Bomke in the neutral zone. Bomke's going to look deep in the zone for Gunther. Gunther's only got about 2 seconds on the clock. Gets a shot away off the goalie and lands on top of the net. So she's got a free pass for Rush. Good play by Gunther.
Yeah. So make sure to tune in for our next featured hubs. Our East Hub will be January 10th and 11th, 2026 in Burlington, Ontario, hosted by the Cambridge Turbos.
Offensive zone free pass from Seren. And taken around the net by Sydney George. Sydney George wins that ring. So again, those players are standing on the line because they're not allowed to go into the zone. Otherwise, their team would have 4 in. Rush gets a reset. Kilpatrick makes a good move around in the zone, but the save made by Heska.
And it always takes a lot of discipline for those forwards not to check that ring coming across.
It does.
You'll see them waiting there, and a lot of times we get foreign violations because they can't quite wait long enough.
Marissa Dick with a good pass, and she's pulling what we'll call the Robin Gillespie. Jumped all the way up the ice, and she's in the offensive zone and got a shot on net and scores! It's a great play by the defender, Marissa Dick. Marissa Dick also just came back from playing for the junior national team at Worlds.
So you'll see she comes up here, she goes for that break, but doesn't, stays right in front of that, in that threatening zone, right in front of the net, and sneaks one in.
And it's a great pass from her teammate Williams. So the score now is 8-2. BC Thunder in the navy blue has 8. Edmonton Rush in white has 2. There's a minute and 10 seconds left in the third quarter. We're setting up for the free pass. Bamber is taking it. Bamber to Herbert. For the most part, you'll see if they're not pressured, that play is going to go D to D in the neutral zone there. The pass picked off. Chettleborough coming back. Beach picked it off. Rush have 4 players in there. Darienka gets the ring along the boards, trying to get her feet moving, and is taken down by Gustafson, who's going to get a penalty. And
yeah, she just puts a little bit too much pressure under there, gets her stick up into that armpit, and I always find hooking's a funny one because we don't have a blade, but it's basically hugging. You wrap them all the way around and pull them down with.
Yeah, I mean, once you talk to people about it and they're like, we don't understand, but you see it and you're like, oh yeah, that is a hooking
Very
penalty.
similar to holding.
Yeah, except it's more with your stick because you're kind of getting them in that elbow or armpit area, and but it pulls them around. So you can see it's not a trip, it's not a body. It was a hook. So Rush is on power play, which again doesn't actually change the numbers in the offensive or defensive zone. It just means they've got 1 extra player in the neutral zone while BC has their penalty.
Yeah, you'll notice it much more on the Rush and whether they can put pressure on this check here. For example, they should go 2 on.
A good step up on the line there by Burrows, but they couldn't quite get it. Yeah, and you're going to see the Rush bench calling for 2 on because they do have a penalty. So Baumke's trying to win that ring, but the BC player had their sticks tangled up. Baumke gets the ring, Gunther wins it, and Gunther did a really good job of moving that ring. If she doesn't move the ring, then they're going to lose it, so she did a good job getting it free there. But BC, I think that's Takasaki, had it, got it through the neutral zone, followed her pass. That's a big thing in Ringette, always following your pass.
So we're going to take a quick 1-minute break. The teams are going to regroup a little bit, and we'll be back for our 4th and final quarter.
So the score is 8-2 in favor of BC Thunder. BC Thunder is still serving a penalty for another minute 15, and the shots haven't been updated yet, so I don't know how to tell you that, but Harrington has made a lot of saves. We're looking at some of the goals here that were just scored. So you saw that rush by, and Williams there centering to Dick, who makes a good play.
Yeah, BC's just doing a great job making those little passes, quick passes around, and as you're seeing, once you stab 2 or 3 passes in a row, the defense are caught out of position, they get a pretty high quality shot.
We're looking at the Rush goalies over there. Caitlin Harrington's certainly been very busy today. I imagine their second game of the day we'll see Granson Woolard, but maybe not. I'm not making the decisions. And there we're looking at Rush coach Craig Schmidt giving a halftime speech, but
big thank you to our feature hub host, the Edmonton Wham. We're being played out of the Leduc Rec Centre, but it's every year we've been hosting these hubs here, so it's great to have all the NRL teams out.
BC Thunder goal scored by number 26, Sydney Crow, assist from number 19, Keandra Gustafson, and number 10, Robin Gillespie. A shorthanded goal scored at 4:31.
All right, quick cheer, and Gustin's going to return to the box, and we're going to start off our 4th quarter. So as mentioned, BC Thunder is currently up 8-2, so we'll see throughout the game if we will have Rush start to shuttle their goalie or do something to kind of put that pressure on. So even right off the bat, you'll notice they're marking man on instead of sitting at the line waiting for them to come.
Because they've got an extra player out on the ice. So Lieber's back to get the ring, and Hodge was up there checking but has backed off. Lieber's going to look for that pass. Kilpatrick did a good job getting just a touch, even though she couldn't catch the ring. And a support pass across. Goes to Dick again. Dick gets the ring. A lot of falling for everybody. And BC's going to try and probably kill as much time as they can. So Chorney had the ring, comes into Hodge.
Oh, just a little
and
bit.
McTaggart stepped up and just got a little bit too much of a leg out there.
Yeah,
so
you got to stay a little bit more
McTaggart's
into your natural body position.
Get a penalty for that. So you'll see Thunder is going to put 4 players in the offensive zone.
So
they actually did pull their goalie.
They did pull their goalie, I believe, to get another forward on the bench. Because otherwise, like we mentioned, the defense just gets to step in. So you'd have both defense in the zone, which, if you're not a shooting defense, isn't where you want to be. So they did take their goalie out in order to put that third.
So they can put the 4th player in the zone without pulling their goalie, but they can't put an extra player on the ice unless they pull their goalie. So it's always sort of which one. And this is also a new rule this year. So teams are still sort of getting used to what that means and what their options are.
So we're going to have 4-on-4 for about 15 seconds here.
Hannison has the ring behind, coming around. Gets through the triangle a little bit, but Edmonton is able to keep her out of the triangle. We have Parody now also going to cycle, and BC's penalty is over, so Gustafson is out of the box. Shot goes wide from BC, but they do get the ring on net eventually, and Harrington comes up with it. And that was a 5-second call against Harrington and an Edmonton Rush, who BC will now have the free pass in the zone.
The 5-second count actually starts the second the ring enters the crease. So the goalie only had possession for it for probably 2 seconds, but it does start counting the second it enters. So she's only got 5 seconds to pick it up and find something to do with it.
So Simser with the free pass over to Bouchard. Simser leaving the zone is going to come in with speed for exactly that, so she can get a pass, and then down low to Williams. But Harrington was all over that, makes a good save. Harrington's going to make the pass to the forward outside the zone, which was Chettleborough. Chettleborough tried to get it. A little bit of smart play on the line by Gustafson. Gillespie was in there, gave the ring to Simser. Simser with a nice back pass all the way across the zone to Bouchard, who fires a ring on the ice that beats Harrington from a distance. A good hard shot from distance with a lot of movement can be tough for a goalie to track and handle.
Yeah, BC's just coming with lots of pressure. That Bouchard's coming right through that 5-hole, so sometimes it catches the goalie off guard if he shoots a little early when you're expecting her to drive.
Yeah, so it's always good as an offensive player to make sure that you're mixing it up, so that if you normally drive, that sometimes you shoot, so that then it keeps the defense and the goalies off
and my
balance.
favorite goal, the 5-hole.
It is your favorite goal. You're usually closer to the net, though.
So that goal will take away Rush's penalty, so we're back to 5-on-5.
Yeah. Gunther with a good check in the offensive zone. Tried to get a shot off, couldn't quite get it, but pursuit of the ring, and Gunther comes up with it. Gunther's going to keep her feet moving and try and get a shot away. Misses over the net. Gunther again with the ring. Oh, makes a good move in front of the net, but just got checked, and BC is going to get another penalty here. I think it's going to be Danica Ewan for a 4-minute body.
A 4-minute body. We'll see probably she approached her just a little bit too much from behind and got her across the number. So sometimes in that panic of there's a loose ring and you're trying to come across, you just come across. But for the safety of everyone, we try and keep the hits against the numbers out of the game. So she'll get a 4-minute penalty.
So that's Takasaki is getting a 4-minute penalty for body. I mean, in ringette, similar to basketball, it's a non-contact sport that has a lot of contact in it. But you still have to be careful of the angle that it comes from. And even if it doesn't seem like it was a harder hit or contact than normal, if it comes from behind in ringette, it's a 4-minute penalty. So Derienka with the free pass, and she does take a shot, just misses. She's got a rocket, so it's not always a bad play. but there was a line violation there. The BC defense must have gone into the circle before the ring came out, so it's a 5-second delay.
No one can enter the circle until the ring is completely out of it, so as a defense you kind of get caught drifting a little bit into the circle sometimes.
And it is normal to push up that way, and it's usually worth it to get a little bit of a step in if your timing is off, but then if you get the ring back, you lose it again. So pass between the legs from Seren to Sydney George, who takes a big shot but doesn't quite get there.
Rush is going to put on quite a pressure here, a little D-to-D
so
Seren
is on pursuit of the ring with George. And a back pass there from Chorney to Parody, and Chorney's rushing up the ice and is going to get the pass back. Chorney with 10 seconds on the shot clock here is going to take some time, maybe try and kill some of that penalty. And Chorney puts the reset in, which Harrington saves and gets the ring back out here. Sydney George with the ring.
BC is going to drop into their zone again because, like I said, they're down for the next 3 minutes.
Daryenka with the ring and a support pass over to Lieber. Lieber gets the pass deep into the zone, and a good pickup down there by Bamber, who's all the way in the offensive zone. There's 10 seconds on the shot clock. Bamber waiting for help and gets a reset, and BC is going to come away with the ring. It's Hannison is going to get the ring up, but it's picked off in the neutral zone by Bamber. Bamber's got taken down, so BC is going to get another penalty.
And we'll see Rush trying to give them the ring right away.
Rush is going to try and give up the ring.
But BC is going to try to
BC is going to try not to play it, because as soon as they play it,
yeah, there we go.
So every time when the goalie purposely moves the ring, it is a reset, and the whistle does go.
Yeah, so she did do a great job, though, on that first one, trying to, it's not possession if it just bounces off of you. So the goalie, again, everyone's trying essentially to not touch the ring on BC because they want that 3-on-2 to be as short as possible. But for 2 minutes, it'll be a 3-on-2 for Rush. So they'll set up a 3-on-2 in the offensive.
This is a good opportunity to see what a 3-on-2 offense looks like, and defense as well. So this is where Ringette gets the penalties come into play a lot more, because once you have 2 penalties, the way the rule is written, it says you have to always have 1 player outside of your defensive zone. And a good blow pass there to Kilpatrick, who makes a good play, and Heska makes a good save. And Bouchard's in there and made a good little tricky through the legs pass like she likes to, and gets it through, and somehow Gillespie's all the way up there already. Not surprising.
Like they're playing.
And Ewan has the ring in the offensive zone and is going to try and keep it. And that's a good example there of that immovable ring.
In that move or lose it. So they have Bouchard coming back playing defense in that 3-on-2. She does a great job of keeping her stick on the ice and moving full speed. So she's a great threat in there. We got a bit of a defense change up.
We've got Marissa Dick and Molly Chorney playing in there, and we've got Daryenka and Chettleborough, and Kilpatrick is out there. So, and a great shot and a good save by Heska, and Chorney is aggressive down there in the checking. Kilpatrick isn't going to have as much time as she thinks. There's still 56 seconds of 3-on-2 time for Rush, so they're going to try and do this. And a risky line change there for BC as they get a defender out of the zone. So you can see they're going to try and keep this 3-on-2. This is the biggest advantage you can have in Ringette, is this 3-on-2. And a good reset by Kilpatrick, so Daryenka's going to set up again.
Just about 30 seconds left on this 3-on-2. And defense different play different. We saw Molly Chorney pushing out quite high on a bit of an up and back, and these 2 defense are sitting back, keeping those, trying to get those lanes away, but there's a nice cross-crease pass.
A great cross-crease pass. They've been trying to hit that one for a while, and it kept getting disrupted, but this time Kilpatrick connects with Katie Daryenka for a beautiful cross-crease goal on the 3-on-2. So they tried this one a couple of times, but it kept getting blocked. So finally, their pursuit of the ring, they got it down low there to Kilpatrick, who passes across, and Daryenka doesn't miss from there.
We've talked about it a few times in Ringette. If you can pick up those 2 quick passes in a row, there's not much a defense can do, especially when there's only 2 of you. So because, even though Takasaki's penalty has a little bit more time on it, because it is a 4-minute, it'll be fully served, and 11 should be coming out of the box, I believe. They're just working to clear that from the clock right now.
So those 4-minute penalties are fully served. So
even if Rush was to score here in the next 30 seconds, she would stay in the box and serve out her time. Really get to think about what you've done in there.
Yeah. So they're just trying to figure out which penalty to erase from the board, and just causing a little bit of a slight delay here. But we've got almost just under 7 minutes left, 6:51 left in the fourth quarter. It's 9-3 in favor of BC Thunder in blue, and Rush in white has 3 goals. Again, a young team versus an experienced team, and they are holding their own. They're working hard. BC is going to probably try and control, at least to kill the penalty. So we've got Parody had a good shot down low. You can see the ref has the 5-second delay count going, and that is because the BC player went in the crease. So if BC got the ring back within those 5 seconds, then Edmonton would get the ring back. And that's a good pass up to Kilpatrick. Kilpatrick's going to look for Genther deep in the zone, but it's picked off by Heska, who made a good play to stop the ring from going deep. And now BC is breaking out. That's Hannison up to Parody. Parody is able to get free and get it up to Hannison again. These long stretch passes are great for spreading out the defense, giving that offense time and space to move so that they can't create those 2-on defensive situations.
Yeah, and usually the defense is pretty risky to chase someone all the way down to that deep corner. So you're going to let them go a little bit.
Yeah. So Bouchard tried that same play on the reset, but Harrington got that one. Now it's Williams with the ring. He's going to drive wide, find Simser in front of the net. Harrington made the save, but it was in the crease, so it's a goalie ring. So Harrington's looking for the pass and is going to find the quick up for Bamber. Bamber puts it into the neutral zone, but Seren can't quite get there. Danica Ewan intercepted the pass for BC, and it's McTaggart coming around the net.
Rush
laying that ring into the neutral zone.
From the 2 low forwards to a high forward, which again spreads out that ice, but it's always a difficult pass to try and pick that one up.
Bamber has the ring in the neutral zone.
A little bit of chaos over that blue line, changed possession a few times.
Don't know how Williams lost her stick over there, but it's lying on the ice. Somebody will get it. I don't think it's broken.
No,
Bouchard with a back pass into the neutral zone for Chorney. They just seem to always know where the other is going to be, and it's back to Bouchard and that give and go. A lot of give and go in Ringette. It's crucial to keep that sort of two-player give and go. And a shot by Beach is handled by Harrington. And Harrington up to Daryenka. Daryenka, who gets the ring not quite over the blue line. Chattleborough tried to help out, couldn't quite get there either. So into the offensive zone, Sydney Crow, 26 for BC. He's going to leave it for Chorney. And pass through to Beach. And through the triangle down low from Chorney to Crow. Doesn't quite connect. Crow's got the ring. And a good check in the triangle, I think, by Forster. And Conrad couldn't win that in the neutral zone, and so it's Kemp over the line to Beach. Beach comes in across the crease to Crow. Cycling across the top down low to Chorney, couldn't quite handle it. Crow's going to take a bit of time over here. Beach has the ring in the corner. They've got 8 seconds on the shot clock. Chorney gets a shot on net, and it's a save by Harrington. But they get the reset, and so now it is Beach leaving the ring in the corner there.
After a few turnovers on that high pass, I think the defense they've been here a little while. Daryenka for sure.
Yeah.
So they're probably looking to get a change, but BC's going to capitalize on some tired triangle.
Yeah, I think that Kilpatrick's on the line as a center, ready to change in. So the ring comes into Harrington, who is going to try and get rid of it. Nope, she's going to hold it, stick it in her pocket. Not take any chances. Sometimes that's the best play. It's not usually what you want to do when you are trying to get out of your zone, but if your defense needs a change, it's usually the best play to do, so you make sure you're not getting caught in a turnover.
Yeah, this way they can get a whole fresh line out.
And it looks like BC Thunder is going to use their timeout with 3:19 left in the fourth quarter. They are up 9-3. So I wonder what their game plan is. What do you think they're talking about, Kaylee?
Maybe they're trying to implement something new or try a different play. I mean, these are always great opportunities to capitalize and practice some stuff. You've had because there's hub weekends, they play less often throughout the year. So these are really the only times you get to implement against another team, especially BC that doesn't have another NRL team in their neighborhood. They are the only NRL team in the province, unlike the Edmonton zone and now the Calgary zone with their new Rocky Mountain Rage. They're able to have a few more exhibition type games before the actual hub weekends. So
each of these teams is playing 3 games this weekend. So
Saskatchewan's playing 4.
And Calgary's only playing 2.
Yes. Just because the way the schedule worked out, they've worked it away so before everyone went to every hub. And now to cut back on some of the travel expenses, some teams go and will play 4 while they're away just so they can get those matchups they need. So yeah, Saskatchewan drove in, so they're going to come play 4 games here, 2 today and 2 tomorrow.
And that's pretty common, and a lot of these players are used to that from playing youth ringette, where you go to tournaments and you might play 6 games over 3 days.
So let's see what this coach put in with his timeout.
Yeah, so I think they're going to practice killing the clock here. That's what it looks like to me. Kira Hodge with the ring, Takasaki. It doesn't look like they're making much effort to try and get to the net, at least not until they run out on the shot clock. So, and Rush is being a little more aggressive in the triangle. Again, and a backhand shot from Kira Hodge that squeaks through. Harrington almost had that one. Those backhands can be tricky, and I don't know what the sight line is like for Harrington from up here. I can't tell, but it was certainly a good backhand cutting across the top. And when that triangle is being a little more aggressive,
that's the risk you'll take here. So you'll see the center went 2 on, which left a little bit of a hole for Kira Hodge to break in and get that.
And she kind of shot back across her body, so Harrington was probably expecting it to go to the far side, and it cut back across, and that's a good play from a shooter as well.
And who knows, maybe that's the play he drew up.
It probably, you know what? I bet it is. Those coaches, I tell you, they know what they're talking about. So that was an immovable ring, or a move it or lose it, committed by Rush. So it's a BC Thunder goalie ring, and the ring goes to Gillespie, and stop and start, one of your most dangerous tools. And here we're going to see a give and go. And, the pass goes deep into the zone, so Simser has it. And she's going to skate out and, again, take some time. Over to Hannison. Oof. And a reset shot that goes almost in and just cuts through, but it did hit the goalie. Simser has the ring and is going to slow it down in that little quiet area. Kilpatrick put some pressure on, and the ring did get to Harrington, so there was a reset. Williams with the ring. Again, to me, it looks like BC is just trying to kill the clock and practice.
Yeah, usually as a coach, when you're up this one, you're just thinking to yourself, hey, I need 4 more resets, and then we're out of here.
Yeah. And there's a reset. Beach gets the ring, comes around. So even in these games where the score isn't tight, teams will use this as an opportunity to practice things that they'll need to use in games that are tight. So, if BC was up by a goal, and likewise for Rush, if they are down by a goal, they are practicing more of an aggressive triangle. So if they were down by just 1 goal and they needed the ring, they need to practice how they're going to get there.
Yeah. So I'd expect if the game was a little bit closer, you'd be seeing more pressure, that 2-on checking. But sometimes too, when the games are like this, you're just trying to connect some plays and get out there without injury.
And get yourself feeling good for next game, right? Because they're playing again in just a few hours. So Baumke comes into the zone with the ring, defensive play by BC, and we're in the neutral zone. Sydney Crow has the ring. A nice support pass to Bouchard. Bouchard over to Rogers Horn, a defender stepping into the zone. And you'll see she's doing what a lot of defense do when they get in the zone, which is go for a nice little skate. Now Chorney has it, comes around, and was that through the legs or behind the back?
I think it was through the legs, top corner. So.
Yeah, that's a tough one to stop for Caitlin Harrington, and we're going to get a look at this and see just where this went. I bet you that's the play that Takasaki drew up.
They've been working on that one.
Oh, we're not getting a replay just yet. We'll probably see it after the game. 30 seconds left. It's 11-3 for BC Thunder. And
that's a penalty. Yeah, there it goes. So Crow made the hook. So it's, again, she takes her stick into that zone and holds her without making any attempt to get to the ring. So she'll go to the box for 20 seconds.
Pardon me. BC Thunder goal scored by number 6, Molly Chorney, assisted by number 8, Kate Rogers.
So Rush is going to take this time. They're going to call their timeout. They'll be up 5-on-4. So we will probably, I would imagine, see a goaltender pull, maybe so they can set up the last play, but we'll see what Craig draws up for them here. The BC will be just likely talking about gaining control, staying composed. You want to keep that, again, everyone's safe and injury-free, especially on a weekend where you've got more games coming up. So I expect they'll just have a nice tight triangle and hope for the best. We will be taking a short break, but then we will be back with our the second game of the Hub. Will be the Edmonton Wham, our host team, versus the new team, the Rocky Mountain Rage. So we'll again see a little bit of a rookies versus veterans matchup there as well. There we go. I was like, the goalie's returning, so they would like not to pull her, but here she comes. So Rush is setting up with 4 in the zone, so they're going to take their goalie all the way off. They've elected not to put a 6th man on the ice, though, so what you'll see is after this play, they might shuttle their goalie back if they gain possession. So we've got Rush out here trying to make, we've got one in the box, or one inside the triangle trying to cause some trouble. Daryanka is coming up for that quick shot, and they're going to jump on the rebound. It will be a goalie ring. There is 0.3 seconds left, so they'll set up one last free pass that has to be a shot because that's not enough time to get anything done. So I imagine we will see maybe all 6 players standing in front of the net trying to block this ring. Yeah, so they're fired off the shin pads, so that'll be the end of the regulation. BC Thunder takes this one 11-3 against the Edmonton Rush. So on their first matchup, our first matchup and our first game of the Hub is BC Thunder winning 11-3 over the Rush. All right, and we're going to see some of those highlights, all those goals. As we mentioned, BC Thunder scoring 11 throughout the game, so we'll see a lot of their first passes. Ringette, a lot of those goals come from those quick passes. So a lot of, and those sneaky goals will squeak in as well. Stay tuned after this highlight reel. We're going to be joining Sydney Crow down on ice level for a little bit of a post-game questionnaire. Jamie Simser showing that experience in the NRL with that nice shot. And one of Rush's 3 goals there on that back pass behind the net. But stay tuned. Maybe we'll get to see that last goal replay by Molly Chorney. There we go. So we got Bichard coming in. Those sneaky ones on the ice, right? But I always joke they count the same. Yeah, we got one more seed goal, and I think this. There's Molly Chorney's behind the back through the thing. All right. So all finished up here. We're going to join Sydney Crow down on ice level with Bronwyn.
All right, thanks. We've got Sydney Crow from the BC Thunder on the ice down here. And inquiring minds want to know, what was the message from your coach at the timeout? You're already up by several goals. What was the message?
Control. Control it in there and keep possession. I mean, we need the ring to win. So as long as we don't give it to them, they can't score.
That's very good. How do you feel coming into this weekend? You've played a bunch of games this season. This is your first one on this weekend. How do you go into a hub like this prepared to play 3 games?
I mean, we just go in with an open mind and trying to improve every game. That's like the main thing for our team, is trying to improve and all the way to our native nationals, because we want to play our best at nationals. So that's kind of the goal, is just to build our way there. So just like calm, collected, move forward.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for joining us. Congratulations on the big win. Good luck the rest of the weekend.
Thank you. Thanks.
The halftime score is showing right now, but 6-2. But the final score for the game was 11-3 for the BC Thunder.